Hey, friends and neighbors, welcome to Ruin Creek Farms and Outdoors. It's almost that time of year again when we hear the spring gobblers off in the forest, and I tell you, I can't wait. It's been a long, rough winter, and the thing that us hunters and outdoorsmen look forward to is spring turkey hunting season. And on today's video, we're going to take the 410 Savage 301 and we're going to load some 7.5 shot hand load, and we're going to do it a special way. Y'all may have heard the last video I think I done on the Lee load all in 12 gauge, but today I have a 410 Lee hand loader kit. Now it's in kind of rough shape on the box, but these are very hard to find. Lee don't make these anymore, and you can find them on eBay. But I think when these were new, they were about $35, and now they're on eBay. You're lucky to find one for $250, $300. But we're going to do that. We're going to take the Savage 301 after a while, and we're going to go out to the range, and we're going to patterns the ones that we load, and we're also going to do a review on the Winchester Double X 7.5 lead shot turkey load that they have out. They say these are a 30-yard round, but we're going to find out just exactly what shoots the best and if we can kill a turkey at 30 yards with these. But first, we're going to get into the Lee loader or the Lee hand loader, and we're going to show you how to load with our hands and just it without a press some 410 shells. Okay, here we go. The Lee loader consists of, you get this little hand press, you get the powder scoop, you get the shot scoop, and let me show you how it works here. We'll lay this down here. The first thing you need to do is you need to get you some powder. You need to get you some shot. We have our 7.5 right here. Then you need a primer. So we'll get those ready. Then you need a hull. So here we have a couple of hulls. First off, with this Lee loader, we're going to knock the primer out. Better get my glasses on. I'm blind as a bat in my old age. Okay, to knock the primer out, you simply set this down here, like so. Take this out, lay it down, set that right down in there. Then you take the one, with a little punch on it. It drops down just like this. I've got a hammer here somewhere. You take your hammer and you lightly tap like so, and your primer falls out. Okay. Now, to reprime this, you simply get you a primer, a shotgun primer, 309, stick in there. 209. 209, I'm sorry. My son's behind the camera and he's keeping me straight today. The other day, I was telling my daughter, I said, I've been making a few intertuber videos. She said, Dad, it's YouTube. But that's the way with us old folks. So then you take this, you put this back down in there. Any firm surface, I could do it on that. Anywhere there's no rough spaces or anything sticking up that would put your primer off. You put that down there. Then you take this, which is concaved on the end, which sets around the inner part of your primer. You set that down like so. You get your hammer and you gently tap. You can pretty well tell after you do this a few times as long as you get it flush. So we're reprimed. We put that back in there. Then it's time for our powder charge. And I guess I need to get some powder out. I'm not going to give you the recipe on the load I'm using today on the powder, but let's see here. I am going to use a powder scale. Lee comes with this dipper, and it says to use that level full, and it gives you a scale with it on a little piece of cardboard, but this cardboard had been lost when I got this. So I know what my recipe is. So we're going to put after I turn it on. Make sure it's on grains. There we go. And we're going to put our powder in. Okay.
Now, why would you want to make sure it's on grains and not something else?
Because grains is what powder is measured in. You put it on something else, you're not. When you get on, if you look up a recipe, well, I'll tell you. I mean, you look up your own recipe, but I use like 15 grains of H110, which is the same as Winchester 3. What is it? 296. Okay, and then you put it in like this. But on this little powder scoop, you just get in there. It's leveled out to what you want. Level it off. And most people does that, but I'm a little more cautious than that. I like to know exactly how many grains I'm using. So there we go, almost 215. Okay, just a hair too much. Let me get a little bit of that back out there. Okay, a hair more. All right, there we go. Now, what I like to do is I need a place to put that shock per minute because I already have it pre-weighed out. What I like to do is I like to take this, put it in there, and I double weigh it. Everything shoots better if you get it precise, especially in rifle cartridges. Okay, so we're all right. We're right back on 15. We take that, we get our hull, we put the powder in it, and we're ready to go with that. Then all we have to do, let me stick that back down in there. All we have to do is get us a wad. These are 410. Let me get them out of here. These are 410 WWA wads, and these are a replacement wad. It's about all you can get anymore to load, but you can load. They replace different wads that they don't make anymore. But you take this, you put it. They also make a little apparatus that if you have your trouble getting your wad in, this comes with the Lee loader. It goes down like that and kind of messes your wad back out to where you can get the, or your top of your shell where you can get the wad down in there. Then you take that, then you take this, and you make sure it's good and solid down in there, and that's all you have to do. Then we take our shot and we pour it in. Make sure it all went down the little funnel. Yep. And we're up to there. Now here comes the fun part. Is the crimping part. Now once you get used to this, you can load several shells in an hour's time. But what you do is you take this, you stick it up in there, and that starts forming your pre-crimp. You come to the top with this, you put this on here, and you press down, and that starts your pre-crimp. Now this comes with a little thing, but it was lost out of that one, a little round thing like a small nut. It goes under here, and the reason it has a center out to not hit on your primer, but this nut works perfect. So you just put that over there, and that'll give you more room to crimp. And then you start it. I'll give you an idea of how your pre-crimp starts. It starts it out to where, can you see it there, bub?
Oh, yeah.
All righty. Sometimes it might be a little off, and you may have to, some of these holes has been shot several times, so it may not be the perfect crimp this time, but they all shoot the same. Then you get it down just to put it back on there. Sometimes you have to put a little pressure on them. And it starts making your pre-crimp. You get it down there. I'm going to put just a little more pressure on the pre-crimp. Let me get up here. All right. See, it's getting on down farther as we go. So then, in order to do your final crimp, you just set it down and start in. And I usually keep checking mine. See how it's starting to form?
You still use that nut or not?
It depends on, if you want a deep crimp, you can use the nut. If you just want it flat, I'll show you as we do this one. Let me get this one on down. The deeper, see now that is just a normal crimp. But if you want it more concaved on the end, we'll use on the nut, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. See how it come on down now? And there you have your, this is a Winchester AA hull. It's got number 7.5 in it. These on the width that Winchester makes, we'll look at those here real quick. That Winchester makes that say they are a 30-yard shell in the lead shot. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. It is going to be hard for me to believe that this lead shot in a 410 will do the trick at 30 yards, but they say they will. I've not tried it, but we're going to try it at the range. We're going to shoot this shell and this shell. And also, I may take a couple of factory shells and we'll shoot them. These things are really a trick to load. You don't never shoot a lot of shells turkey hunting, but if you can find one of these, and actually you can get on YouTube and they'll show you how to make a kit that does the same thing as this, because you don't want to go out and spend $300 or something to hand load a shell with. So get on on YouTube on how to make hand loaders and stuff like that for a 410. They show you how to cut your blocks out. Some of them even does that laser printing stuff. I'm too old for that. I don't know what they're talking about, but I'm sure you all do. But there's more than one ways than using this. But I love these little things. You can get these for rifles, any caliber, shotguns, except they discontinued the 410. But if you can find one, like I said, these little things are worth a lot of money if you can find one. I just so happen my son goes to a lot of auctions and stuff, and he bought a box of stuff, and he found this one in the bottom, and I actually didn't have no writing on it because part of the box was just the writing and stuff was messed up on it. I had no idea what it was, and I was in here trying to figure out how to load some 410 shells one day because I didn't have a press for it, and I was wanting to load some TSS at the time, and he had given me that, and I got to looking at it, and lo and behold, it was for a 410. And they work like a charm. But we're going to take, let me put that back down. Let me put these back down. But we're going to pattern them with the Savage Stevens 301. I've got the True Glow turkey diamond reticle in it. I killed a turkey with this last year at probably 40 yards. And I actually, at that time, was using these herders. It was actually a little farther than 40 yards, and I misjudged the distance, but that turkey didn't even flop. These are the Herder's 9-shot in the TSS, and I would highly recommend those shells. But we're going to use the factory choke in this. No Indian Creek, no brought-on chokes. We're just going to use the factory choke and see how they do. So we will. You got a question, Bubba?
Yes.
Okay.
You cannot, in some states, you cannot use the 9-shot.
That's right. Some states, you always check your local game laws, because some states will make you use 7.5 in the 410 in the TSS. Every state's different. So no matter what you're doing, whether it's hunting, whether it's fishing, always read your local game laws. Okay, we're going on out to the range, and we will be back with you shortly. Okay, guys, we're back out to the range. It's not that evening, but we had a little weather and stuff. It's the next day, and we finally got out here, and we're going to try to pattern those the reload that we made with 7.5, the Federal Factory 6-shot. These are all 3-inch, and the new Winchester XX turkey load that's lead in 7.5 that Winchester came out with. I have tried these at 30. That's what they say. They're lethal up to 30. I've tried them at 30, and I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't shoot a turkey at 30 yards with these. But I want to find out what it will do at 25, because most shots I have on turkey. I've killed a few 40 and 50 yards and stuff like that, but most shots are anywhere around 20 to 25 yards or in, and I kind of like it like that. It's a lot more exciting and stuff. But we're not sponsored by by these shells, or what I turkey hunt with in this Stevens 301 is Herders TSS, and I really like them. And I'm not sponsored by them either, but they're a really good, cheaper shell that you can get for a lot less money than if you're on a budget or something. But they just flat out shoot good if you ain't on a budget. But we're going to get right to it. We're going to shoot the reload first in the top left corner down there. Now we're going to shoot the Federal. We're going to shoot the Federal 6-shot factory load at the top right hand side. The other one's the top left. I may have said right on it. I don't know sometimes where I'm coming or going. But then again, I got an excuse. I'm an old man. That's a good thing about getting old. All right, far in the hole. Okay, that was the Federal. And now we're going to go with the Winchester lead turkey shell they came out with at 25 yards. And we will see how all these shot. The bottom target. Okay. You want to take the camera and let's go check them out, bub? Okay. We're going to do some 12 gauge loads here in a few days. I always like the Winchester Super X and the Winchester Black Shell. I forget the name of them, turkey shell. But we're going to try 2 or 3 different ones and see how they do. But here is the reload. Let me get it out there. It's hard to see. We don't have no shoot and see targets today, but I will take them off and hold it up here in a second. It's really windy out here today. It actually blew the shot off just a little. I don't know, but it is flat blowing. I would have hated to attempt that at a turkey, I'll just tell you. There's none in the spine, and they shot all around it. There's a couple in the head that might have killed it. There's one there, one there. Yeah, there's one in the spine. There's a few in there, but I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have done that shot. Now let's get the Federal number 6 shot factory load. Boy, it is windy. Turkey strutting this would take it climb out and about off to another hillside. There's the Federal factory load number 6. It would have killed it, but still yet I would move that into 20 yards before I'd shoot at a turkey with it. Now let's see what the Winchester turkey load done in the lead shot. And these are lined, my gun is lined up for the Herders, but it's shooting dead on with the factory choke. Now I'll be honest with you, I probably would have shot a turkey with that right there. There's just all kinds of them down in here in the neck and head area. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 shots in it at 25 yards. So I'd rather have it a little tighter. The Herders will shoot a lot tighter, but that's what you have it. So Ideally, with a 410 without TSS shot, I would rather not go over 20, 22 yards, but you could probably use this Winchester double X turkey shell they got out in the lead shot. You probably could get by at 25. I would rather not. I would rather have it in a little closer. But with looking at this, I think I'll stick with my Herter's TSS. But if you all have anything you'd like to see us test or anything, just put it down in the comments below. And we want to thank you all. Remember to, we'd really appreciate it, and it'd help us a lot if you would subscribe. Just go down below and hit the subscribe button. Don't cost you anything. Like, share, and follow. And if you have anything you want us to try or something, put it in the comments below. Or if you want to send us something, you can go in below and see where you can send it to, and we'll try it out for you, whatever you want to do. But doesn't matter if you're on the highest mountain and everything's going fine. Doesn't matter if you're in the lowest valley and the storms of life are raging all around you. Just remember, God is just a heart cry away. Thank y'all, and God bless. We love you.